All right, my people. So let's dive into this particular news. So it's talking about Araújo. Now, Araújo national team coach, that is Marcelo Benza, said he was Uruguay's first option to play with the ball. He was very confident in the air, and with his passes, he made no mistakes. He restrained game. I think the coach of Uruguay is trying to praise Ronald Araújo. Now, this is my take on this. Araújo is not entirely a bad person. He's not entirely a bad player. He's not entirely a bad defender. But my issue with Araújo is I don't know whether it's lack of confidence or trying to impress the coach or trying to impress, to be impressive. I think he's kind of losing his confidence whenever he's playing for Barcelona. That is one thing that is killing him slowly. Now, I understand the coach trying to praise him, trying to make him understand that yes, he's still a good lad, he's still a good player, he's good in the air. We all know all of this. Araújo is good in the air. I've said this a couple of times. He's good in the air. He has his strength. He has his physicality. But my major problem with Araújo has been his ability to interpret when not to tackle and when to tackle. How to beat the line. How to beat that high line Barcelona have been coming up with. The new idea of Hansi Flick. He has not understood this. That is my problem. In as much as I want Araújo to succeed, but again, Araújo has been given a lot of time to improve on his game. We have seen a couple of times his errors have cost Barcelona a lot. Now, let me remind you back to what happened that actually brought this issue of Araújo coming always with this issue of backline issues. Remember the game against Napoli 2 years ago when Gundogan criticized Araújo openly because Barcelona in the first half were pushed on a counter and eventually Araújo had to make a very silly tackle. That led to a penalty and a red card was issued to Araújo. And that game cost Barcelona, where Napoli eventually knocked Barcelona out of that game. Gundogan was asked a question after the game. He said, silly quick tackles like this couldn't happen. This was avoidable, or rather allow the ball to go, allow the player to even score the goal. That Barcelona would definitely try to. It is better to remain 11 against 11 than remaining 10 against 11. And remember, Barcelona were not good at the time. So they were struggling. So that was a statement that actually made Barcelona players to start tackling Gundogan and made it look like Gundogan had to leave Barcelona after playing for just one season. So that was where this whole scenario of Araújo started from. So ever since then, this guy have not really gotten himself out of these shackles. No, we have not been monitoring this, but that game opened so many Barcelona's eyes to see that Araújo has been a problem. But the coming of Inigo Martinez actually showed us everything and made us understand that yes, Araújo is not even a player to rely on. It's not a defender to rely on. Now the emergence of Kubasi has finally, put the whole case to a standstill. If not for Inigo Martinez leaving Barcelona, I don't think we'll be discussing Araújo today. Araújo would have left Barcelona. To believe me, Araújo would have been on the verge of leaving Barcelona, just the way he was on the verge of leaving last season until he was given a new contract. But believe me, in no distant time, Araújo will start pushing to leave Barcelona because how I'm seeing it now is Christensen and Kubasi. Those are the two partners I think Hansi Flick will be using going forward, except in injury cases. But we'll see. By next summer, Barcelona will definitely look for a defender that will partner Kubasi very well because I'm looking at Christensen, who is injury prone and it's not, apart from injury, that is the only problem he has. Again, age is not on his side anyway. So Barcelona will be looking for a younger version of Kubasi who can partner each other and give us what we need moving forward. So tell me what you think in the comment section, guys. Let's go.